Hi Gemini, this is Amanda Nardozzi. This reading is for April 15th to April 21st. We're just going to jump right in here. We're going to do a tree spread. So we're going to focus on what you are growing from at the present moment. The root is going to be things that you are working through right now. The trunk is going to be how we grow from the situation. And then the leaves coming from that are any extra blessings, messages, maybe unexpected things. And we'll be doing the root and the trunk through tarot. We'll be doing the leaves through oracle. Okay, so at the root of your tree, we have the Page of Wands, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords. We're going to go through the Page of Wands first. The Page of Wands, I'm hearing the word clever, so it's almost like Spirit's commenting. They're like, ooh, you have this idea, you have this passion, there's like this attractive energy. So typically when the Page of Wands is present, that is representative of another person that we are attracted to that is coming into our life. This would be energy that is currently existing. If not, then it would be this creative endeavor that maybe we were thinking about, or something that just popped into our minds that might sound really exciting for us to do. But Spirit's like, ooh, that's a clever idea. So if you felt that it was like, ooh, like I could do that and it would be kind of clever, that's Spirit's confirmation to you that that is what they're talking about. But in order to accommodate this, it's almost like, okay, something shook you up with the Tower. I feel like this is kind of unrelated, but things that you might be currently working through at the present moment. Tower is about restructuring. So there are certain things in life that are, I don't know. I actually hardcore feel some type of an earthquake. Maybe some of you actually went through an earthquake, but I'm getting something that shook your life to the core, and then certain things needed to fall away, or something you've determined that, hey, this thing is not working anymore, and I need to fix it. For some of you, it is related to time and productivity. For others, I actually feel a strong sense that it's like an external thing, like something out on the outside happened, not necessarily inside, but it might have had to do with some type of timetable with it striking the clock here. I do feel like it might have been like a time pressure or time sensitive thing that kind of messed things up a little bit. Or like when the clock struck a certain time, Spirit's like, okay, it's time to go in. It's time to shake things up. You have the Queen of Swords as well. Now, the Queen of Swords is about making quick, decisive decisions, but the Queen, I'm hearing like the caring and the nurturing side of the Queen coming out. So regardless of what suit the Queen is in, the Queen is caring and kind and nurturing in some form. And in the sword suit specifically, it's almost like we are taking extra careful consideration of the decisions that we make. It's almost like these next moves matter, which might be adding some stress or some pressure to the situation. So it is needing to have those quick snap judgments, but be flexible enough. So kings are typically very set in their ways in the tarot. The queens are a little bit more flexible. They have more of like a nurturing nature, and they understand that sometimes you can't completely cut things free, because it's like, okay, we need to make this decision, but I also need to be a little bit flexible, and queens are more likely to wait for the right time. So for whatever reason, there's something coming through of understanding that there needs to be a right time for something. And this is something that you're very in tune with. This is something that you are learning from. And you're like, okay, like I will make this move at this time. But in the meantime, it might be kind of a stressful thing. But I still see this Page of Wands, this like interesting idea. But I feel like that might have to wait to be employed. Or for some of you, this Page of Wands is something you could do in the meantime, like while you're doing this stressful event or the stressful thing. I'm hearing that for some of you, this Page of Wands is this new idea that might actually, I'm hearing like for some of you, it's a startup. For some of you, it might be like a company idea or something you want to kickstart, something that you might actually be really good at. You might have the skills, and it might be like, for whatever reason, like a prime time to do it. I don't know why time is coming through heavy in your reading, but there's an energy of like, now is the right time to go for it. Now is the right time to implement this while the dust is settling on these two things with the Tower and the Queen of Swords. So it almost feels like, oh, like you're kind of hoping that, you know, starting up this new company or starting up this new thing or this new passion project is going to like help with this. Oh, that's clever. Like it was almost like Spirit's nodding that, oh, that's a good idea, right? So whatever the case may be, it's almost like Spirit's kind of giving you hints here of like, you know, indulging in that passion project, that creativity, that first thing, that creativity thing rather that you're thinking of. because Spirit's like, that could help take some weight off. I'm hearing it could take the edge off. But it's also something that might come around later. Like, this thing is shaking the ground now, but it's almost like when you start here and you work, even though it seems like it's going in a different direction, it's going to circle back, and it might actually help the situation later. It might help rebuild, because anytime an earthquake comes and shakes the tower down, you're still working with a similar foundation, which is, our lives, things that we've established already. But the tower, even though a lot of people are focused on the destruction part, it is always about restructuring and rebuilding. So this Page of Wands, following this new idea, this brand new thing that pops up, might actually help rebuild, just working alongside of this shaking thing. And I feel like I'm hearing like it will have its time. So that being said, we're going to move on to the tree trunk of it all. Wow, okay, so you have the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Sire of Pentacles, so 2 tens in a row, and it's almost like this is actually leading to something greater. Whatever this shift is, the Ten of Pentacles is about having it all. This is about financially having it all, the community, having, like, basically all of the, I'm hearing, like, basic needs met. So for a lot of you, if this is actually like a shakedown of some sort, or like some type of like losing everything, it's almost so that you can build this life of yours that you're dreaming of. Whatever is happening, I can't help but feel like it is like a direct contrast. This isn't going to happen overnight. This is not going to happen in the next month or so, but this, just understand that this is what you're working towards. Whatever this Ten of Pentacles is for you, this could be the house, the car, the marriage partner, spouse, the family, the community that you're trying to build, like the achievement. Specifically, like there's an achievement coming to mind. The Ten of Pentacles is about that completion of a material thing. So whatever that achievement is for you, this all had to happen so you can start the path to this. And then it's a Ten of Cups. This is a very fulfilling thing. So even though all of this madness is happening, even though the ground is shaking beneath you, it's almost like, and I feel like some of you can intuitively sense this too. For some of you, there's getting so lost in the panic that it's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do, right? But the Ten of Cups is that emotionally fulfilling card. It is the peak of the cups. It is like the 10, like the thing that everybody dreams of. So I do feel like for a lot of you, it's hopes for a family of like, okay, well, here are the different ways that we can achieve this family, or like, here are the different routes we can take, or like, like it's almost like you're meeting an end now so that you can accommodate what you want in the future. And I'm not saying this is leagues away. I'm not saying that at all, but it almost feels like whatever this is, whatever this new thing is, it's financially lucrative. You're going to be fine. The Sire of Pentacles is this akin to the King of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. This is something that you are building towards, working towards. I'm hearing manifest it. Make that effort, put that time in. Even though the Magician, or like in this deck, it's the Shaman, even though the Shaman is not in this deck, they are giving me flashes of the Shaman's resources in this Sire of Pentacles. So you are quite literally, like, you have the tools now to build what you need. So this Page of Wands here has the strength. She's balancing these two kittens. These are basically two different worlds. They wanted to draw attention to this, but I didn't understand the message until now that I'm looping back to it. But these two cats, she's balancing these two cats on this wand. And the Page of Wands, like I said, is I don't know if I said this in this reading, but the page is a learning card. It is a forever student. So when you're coming across this, you are learning something for the first time. You are discovering this new ability, this new skill, this new idea that is being brought to your attention, wanting to do something about it. But with this parallel, or it's almost like with these balancing two cats, it's almost like the message that's being channeled through is almost like running two different lives at the same time. So it's like, while this tower thing is falling, you're basically running that, and also this. For some of you, could actually be running like a side gig alongside like a normal job, or normal quote unquote. They're all jobs. They're all normal jobs. I don't know why I say normal job, but like whatever your day job is, or whatever job that you have. I don't discriminate against night workers here. So day job, night job, whatever. My boyfriend does overnight work, so that's why I feel the need to mention that whether it's daytime or nighttime work, some consistent job that gives you income, you might be running a side gig alongside it. But there's just this energy of running two different lives at the same time, or you have two different ideas going. You have the one thing that is your main thing, and the one other thing that will become your main thing. That just feels like a fact. I'm hearing Spirit say that is just a fact. So make sure that you're putting the effort and the energy behind it. Make sure that you have enough hope. And I'm hearing like just doing it. Like, you don't need hope. You don't need to wait for motivation. You don't need to wait for hope. That comes with actively doing. The motivation comes from actively doing. It is financially lucrative. So if you needed that, for your business. Like I'm hearing like it's a business idea. Some of you actually are already established too. So if you have a new idea for your business or a new idea, if you're like an entrepreneur and you're having a new idea, this is something that is coming in. This is a new idea being introduced that can be like, that can help you achieve closer to your aim. I'm hearing this is more of a direct route to what you want. Okay. Let's see what else. What are some of these leaves that we're dealing with? So this is a lucky time, serendipity, but it's also contrasting with the orphan card. Now, serendipity says that this is lucky. You have a lot of synchronicities and signs around you. So following the signs, taking opportunities. This is the saying yes card. But when it's contrasting with the orphan card talks about feeling kind of left out in the dark. It's constructing this story of feeling alone and abandoned. It's almost like you feel abandoned by your old life because of this shakeup that's happening, or that you might actually feel outcasted by running this other thing alongside what you're doing, or this new idea. There might be something alienating about it. Spirit's like, just you wait, because it's almost like they're giving me, and I don't know how this applies, so I'm gonna like try to describe it both ways, but they're actually showing me a person who is like shrinking, or it's like the energy of, with this card, it's almost like I am feeling a little small right now, or I feel like I'm shrinking away and I'm not like, or like maybe I'm feeling like it's the energy, like maybe other people make you feel small for this. But it could be that, or it could be just the energy of right now is just shrinking you and making you feel small. But there's just like something's making you feel small, or something may try to make you feel small. Just know that you are on the right path, and that if you keep saying yes to these opportunities, keep growing. I keep hearing like building, so like a building block type of scenario. So if you keep growing, if you keep building, you will, like it will have its time. I just keep hearing it will have its time. So you also have new beginning. This is a new start. So it's so interesting because when I see the tree, I'm actually like, when I put the cards down, we get a lot of like the positive stuff on this side, and then we get a lot of like the clearing the energy on this side. So this energy of feeling small, you have Archangel Metatron, clear your vibes. Thank you, Metatron, for clearing my energy field. So you really want to try to clear out that energy of feeling small, other people making you feel small, your own criticisms and your self-doubt making you feel small, because the tower is going to mess anybody up. I'm telling you, the tower, like, I'm very familiar, I'm very acquainted with the tower card. I know the types of chaos that it can cause. That's what they're there for. They're there for our growth. They're there to shake things up, because there might have been some things that we're not letting go of, or things need to be shaken up sometimes in order for us to make that choice to let it go. And it's not because we're reluctant to let it go. Usually that's the case, but sometimes it's just, it's not brought to our awareness. It's not like we're being punished for not doing anything about it. It's quite literally just, I don't see a way out. Spirit's like, okay, let me show you a way out. And then they're like shaking everything. Like, they're trying to give you what you want. They're trying to work towards the things you want to manifest. So try not to feel like the universe is against you in this, okay? You have a new beginning. Thank you, angels, for opening up the doors to change. I am ready. So honestly, that first foot forward is all they need. This is a very big wands suit energy. This is falling with that page of wands, but I am actually seeing full on wand energy. Like, they want you to take this and roll with it. That serendipity card saying yes to things. This is a very Knight of Wands energy, even though the Knight of Wands is not present. This is actually exploring, moving forward, taking this opportunity, saying yes. The Knights are a very exploratory card, so it is literally like saying yes to the doors of change. And I feel like a lot of you are already moving in that direction, but try to feel good about this new beginning. Try to feel hopeful. But clearing your vibes and feeling other things mucking up, like, it's very normal. So just work on trying to clear that out. Pray, connect with your spiritual practice, remove yourself from these situations. I'm hearing specifically that some of you are hyper-focusing on these vibes. So turning your attention to this new beginning instead, because it's that direct contrast in the spread. Turning your attention to the possibilities of the new beginning helps mitigate those criticisms, and helps take that hyper-focus away from that, okay? You also have Caterpillar, opportunity. So this happens a lot where I channel things and it's almost like I said what I said and I meant it. I'm actually going to pull the book on this one because I feel like, again, I already talked about it, but there might be something in here. I do feel like there's something in there that could give some, maybe like cement it a little bit more. So transformation, opportunity, independence from conditioned responses. The energy of caterpillar appears, heralding a time of transformation and opportunity. Here you are being asked to revise your dreams. If it looks and smells familiar, step away from it for the time being. The new cannot emerge from the old, and the youthful and vital cannot emerge from the aged and sickly. Experiment and surprise yourself with what arises for you in this moment. Caterpillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a different, better result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and behavior and hoping for a different outcome. It's time to break away from habitual responses, to surprise yourself and startle others, eliciting a smile or frown or look of awe from those around you. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your action is as essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. So there we go, mentioning that time again. So keeping that in mind. You have 2 more cards, and then you're going to roll some dice for you. Whoa! We have 3 more cards. Okay. All right, cool. I'll go with that. You have balancing act. This is a master number 11. 11 actually is the new beginnings, and it's the first card, and it is under, like, the placement is under new beginnings. So that being said, this is just a straight up new beginning. So with this new beginning, there will be some balancing. You will have to take some time to figure out exactly how this is going to fit into your life. And again, that's the Tower trying to like bring that restructuring. It will take some time. I'm hearing like a schedule or prioritizing. There's some things to move around to make sure all of your needs are being met, and things to move around to make sure that everything gets accomplished the way that you want to get it accomplished. You have ride the wave. So I'm hearing, why? I'm hearing like, you okay? That was my corgi in the background. Milo, are you okay? He's okay. He was like, so you also have ride the wave, and for whatever reason I heard surf the web, and I was like, what? So some of you might actually be first of all, this card means the highs and the lows. For whatever reason, I feel like surfing the web will invite more opportunities in. So some of you might be in like a creative online entrepreneurship of some sort, or just even just online stuff with your business. So surfing the web might help find you opportunities. But ride the wave is quite literally just you will have high times and you will have low times. Either way, the dolphins are along for the ride, and dolphin spirit recognize the duality of situations, and they're very playful. They're very psychic and insightful. So understanding this and understanding that yes, these 2 realities can take place at the same time. They're very good at understanding that both this and that are true. For whatever reason, it's just a spiritual, the dolphins in whatever deck I pick up always come with the symbol of, like, again, maybe because they ride the waves, but there's an energy of understanding, yeah, things are pretty serious in life, but things can also be a little goofy. Yes, there are some bad things happening, and sometimes we have to dip with the tide, but other times the tide is really high. And sometimes those things are happening at the same time. It's low, and then it's high, and then it's low, and it's high, and these things 2 realities can coexist at the same time. It's like a paradox. So understanding that can actually help. It's almost like whatever this is helping you gain your footing a little bit more. So it's almost like some of you might have been struggling to pick a reality. And you don't have to pick. Just let them both be. Let them both exist. And then just keep walking with both of them in check until you, if you wanted to, have one take over the other. So again, that's that parallel life. That's that balancing thing. It's that having 2 things running at the same time and acknowledging that they can both stand there and be true. Just because you say so. That is how much power you have in this lifetime. And also metamorphosis. So metamorphosis being that transformation. This is all a transformation. This is all... it's almost like I'm hearing like you're going to do better for yourself, and it's okay. You're going through a transformation right now with the Tower. It makes sense. And you're like, again, stepping into that new, more powerful version, a more secure version, a more stable version. But it's towards the dreams that you manifested for yourself. Like this is the start of those manifestations. You also, for your angel numbers, have 295. We're pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. There are divine downloads within you that you need to open in order to move forward on your path. One more time, there are divine downloads within you that you need to open in order to move forward on your path. So this might actually feel like a murky time where you're not sure of the next steps to take. This is where the guidance is saying go into a meditation, go into a stillness, go into, like, get some rest if you haven't been getting some rest, because sometimes you receive downloads from your dreams. I know sometimes as a psychic, I do wake up and I hear a lot of stuff like spirit talk, whether from my guides, whether from loved ones that have passed. That's a little bit more mediumship, but like regardless, I get random stuff sometimes, but I'm starting to understand that sometimes they're conversations with spirits, but sometimes it is just information, especially during like, eclipses and like new moons and full moons and stuff. It's random. It doesn't seem to make sense. I'm like, what is this stuff? But then by the time if I don't engage with it and I let it rest for whatever reason, there's an energy shift that happens, and then I come out feeling different. So sometimes, like, if you've ever been sitting on a problem, you've been stewing, and you're like, ugh, I'm just going to sleep on it. A lot of people, like, when they sleep on their stuff, they wake up and feel like their head is a little bit more clear, that they feel like they have direction. Not only is that the rest taking effect, but that's also them receiving downloads from their guides. We all do it. You don't have to be you don't have to identify as a psychic or a medium or anything to get this. We are all connected. We all get that guidance because we are all learning. We are all growing. So we are never, even if you feel disconnected, you are never disconnected. Sometimes it just goes quiet, and that's okay. You don't need to physically hear anything. You don't need to understand what's going on. Just going into that meditation, embracing that stillness and that quiet, let the energy shift. Ask spirit and say, please let this energy shift for me so that I can know what to do. So not going into meditation or sleep looking for anything or looking for a specific result, but understanding that when you come out on the other side, whenever that'll be, whether it be an hour from then, right after the meditation, whether it be a few days, whether it be a month, that you eventually come to move your feet in a direction that you feel confident in. Okay. That being said, Gemini, that is all I have for you. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'll see you next week. Bye.